Hey, you know, school's out for the summer, and that's a good thing, but it can be a struggle for students who have been diagnosed with ADHD. They really do best when they have structure and routine. So taking school out of the equation can actually cause some anxiety for them. Ann Dolin with ADDitude Magazine joins us now with some tips to help. Good morning, Ann. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
How can kids with ADHD react when they lose a constant in their daily schedule?
Well, you know, in the summer, there's just a lot less structure. There's far more downtime. And what often happens is that kids, especially kids with ADHD, gravitate towards their digital devices. These are considered high dopamine activities. So when kids are on social media or playing video games, they get this rush of a pleasure chemical that says, do this more, I love this. And when that happens, we as parents know this can be addicting. So we want to balance it with a low dopamine activity like puzzles, reading a magazine, arts and crafts, or even taking your dog for a walk. Finding that balance of maybe 30 minutes on, 30 minutes off is a good solution.
But you say that overscheduling your kids can also be harmful as well, right?
It really can. You know, for especially kids with ADHD, they really fall into two camps. There are those kids that are fine going from one thing to another. They like the action. But most kids need some downtime. And you'll see this in your kids if, you know, they go to their room right when they get home or they need a break, they take a nap. So build in time, about a half hour for any kind of downtime so that kids can relax, take a breather, and even just play, be outside and play. That type of downtime really sparks creativity as well.
And it's so important to stay on top of their education as well during those 3 long summer months that they're out of school. What do you recommend for that?
A couple of things. For example, if you want your child to read, which we all do, consider that if you say, go to your room and read a book. They may not do it. You may see in 20 minutes that they're playing with Legos. So take time to read with your child, but make it easy on your child. So that might be you read 2 pages, they read 1 page, or you read 3 and they read 1. Try not to criticize little mistakes that they make. Also in math, there's nothing wrong with good old-fashioned workbooks. Even for 5 or 10 minutes, practicing a skill of automaticity like division, multiplication, setting a timer, or even saying, just finish that page. Those 2 things will allow your child to go back to school in the fall really prepared.
Yeah, and that was the next question I was going to ask you is how do we get that ADHD child or really any kid ready to get back to school?
Well, I do like the idea of using timers. Timers can be really helpful. We often make the mistake of as parents of saying, you know, work on this for an hour. And that doesn't work with kids with ADHD. They need chunks of time. So maybe dividing the time into, say, 15-minute increments or 10. I call this the tolerable 10. Anybody can tolerate anything for just 10 minutes. And that might be key, is breaking it down to smaller chunks for your child.
All right, Ann Dolin with ADDitude Magazine. Thanks so much.